My situation is I have a chronic medical condition, not fatal, but very unpleasant. There's inflammation involved in the body. And I've been to many doctors and alternative healers, and what they've been able to do for me is limited. And
have you been awake during the conversation today?
Yes. I think so, but there's so much to absorb.
Well, we understand that. We are giving it to you quickly, and it's a departure from the way you have commonly looked at things, and therefore a little hard to hear. So we're going to slow it down just a little bit here for you.
Okay.
But what we really want you to hear from us is that there is never any advantage to you ever in focusing upon something unwanted and having a discussion about it, because it cannot go away until you either find a remedy that you believe will make it go away, or you withdraw your attention from it. Now, let's go back to that remedy that you believe will make it go away. If you had a condition and you went to see someone and they said, oh yeah, I see it all the time, eat this, drink this, rub this on, and you'll feel fine. Then your desire, which is the conversation we had when you sat down, your desire is such that that little bit of information massaged your belief and softened your resistance enough that your desire dominated, and off you go toward the recovery that you're looking for. Okay. But if you have a condition that is stubborn, that people are perplexed about or concerned about, and so it persists, so even in the midst of your awareness of your active desire to improve it, you're witnessing the opposite of the improvement that you're looking for. Now that contradictory energy is holding you in that place of non-movement. So you heard enough today from us to sort of understand that in order to get it moving more in the direction of what you want, you have to discontinue the activation of the vibration. And we know it's not an easy thing, especially when there's something involved with your physical body. It's not easy to ignore what's going on. And yet that is the work. You have to ignore unwanted while you amplify wanted. And there's something really wonderful about a physical condition or about anything unwanted, because it can give you a bounce. It can amplify your desire in a stronger way. But the thing that is a little tricky about it, when you have specific things that you know you do not want, even though it causes you to now have specific things that you know that you do want, it's quite a vibrational jump between the not wanted and the wanted. Yes. Such a jump that most people don't make it. Yes. Especially since the persistence of the day-to-day experience is such that it keeps getting your attention and you keep renewing that vibration. So your work really, and we talked about it at the beginning of this day, is to get as general as you can about it, because you have a chance to shift vibration if you go general, where the specifics of it in most cases won't let you. So can you remove yourself from the specifics of it long enough to have a general conversation? In other words, could you say, I have a temporary condition. Can you feel the softness of a temporary condition as compared to a chronic condition?
Yes.
Now, it can be chronic and temporary. In other words, it can be here, gone. In other words, it can be chronic and temporary. It can be eventually gone. But feel the difference. Feel the smoothness in the vibration when you call it temporary, yes, as compared to when you call it chronic. It's temporary. It's temporary. Well, what does temporary mean? It means not long lasting. Not long lasting. So just rest with that vibration, not long lasting. And do that every time you can. Every time the subject of this comes to your mind, no matter what has caused the activation of it, if you will speak it in those terms, you will soften the vibration and you'll begin seeing movement in the direction of what you are wanting.
Okay. I could also say that my body knows how to heal itself and I need to trust that it will.
You can, but those are pretty specific words.
Okay.
And your current experience is sort of defying that.
Okay.
In other words, when something is happening that is big enough that it causes you to not believe the things that you're saying,
yes,
then saying them doesn't do you any good.
Yes, you're right. Yes.
So that's why you want to say the things that are easy for you to believe. Okay. So what are some things that are easy for you to believe? Is it easy for you to believe that this is a temporary situation? Is it easy for you to believe it wasn't there, then it was, it can be not there again? We can see how you might feel that it's less than temporary if you'd had it every day of your life forever and ever and ever and ever, but you didn't.
No, I didn't.
You didn't. It's temporary. Huh.
Okay. I'm in another type of emotional dilemma. I have a very good life.
You use very strong words, you know.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Emotional dilemma. Could you soften that just a little bit and say, I have something else I'd like to talk about?
Something else I'd like to talk about. I have a very good life here. I have wonderful friends. I'm semi-retired, have a great job working with people.
Now you see, all those specifics serve you.
Those all serve me.
Lots of great friends.
Lots of great things.
I'd like to tell you about each and every one of them. Really good job. Be as specific as you can be when all of that stuff feels good.
It's good.
We're not trying to talk you out of specifics, just when it's a dilemma.
Okay, all right. So the situation is this. I feel a real calling to leave, and I have such a good life here, but there's a part of me that wants to move on.
Just kidding.
And I feel like I feel a real draw toward Latin America. I always have, and I spent a lot of time down there. I like the culture and the peoples there, and other places, and I feel like a sense of adventure awaits me. But at the same time, I'm very comfortable here, and it's kind of having to juggle.
Here's something really worth talking about, since we've been talking about this grid, and we're talking about energy, and we're talking about momentum. So can you hear or feel how you've been putting things in your vortex? So you've been thinking about this culture. You've been thinking about these people. You've been sometimes not wanting the busyness of where you are and wanting the simplicity of that.
Exactly.
Sometimes not wanting the falseness of this and the sincerity of that. Sometimes not wanting the frenzy of this and the calm of that. So you've put a lot of things into your vortex that have been coming together, have been finding cooperative components, and when you say, I can feel it calling me, those are accurate words. You can feel it calling you. So what might you do? We just had the discussion relative to something unwanted, so it'll be easy for you to figure this out.
Right.
What do you do to cause something that you're sure you want? What do you do to get the momentum moving fast enough that the momentum begins to fill in your grid with concrete things? What does your logic tell you?
To focus on what I do want, to sort of move into a different grid.
Precisely, and be more specific.
About the positive.
Be more specific about what that is. In other words, think about it with more definition. Define it more in the way you want it to be. Fantasize about what that feels like. Give it more of your attention.
Okay.
Get those juices flowing more. It's sort of like getting up ahead of steam in a sense. Activate the vibration. In other words, the rule of thumb is, if it's wanted, be as more and more and more and more specific. The energy will move faster. So not only will there be more things that will show themselves to you, but it's really fun as those manifestations begin to fill in.
Okay.
You see?
Yes.
That's clear, isn't it? And so simple, it must not be true. Abraham, really? All I have to do is just slow my thoughts down about unwanted things and speed my things up about wanted things. People have been listening to us for a while. And at first we were talking to them about, if you want it and you believe it, then it's just going to happen. But what we want to say now is that it's not that it's going to happen, it is that it is happening, because it's the emotional journey that you're looking for. The manifestation will come too, and it will be satisfying. But then people became a little confused, because at first we were encouraging them to be specific, and then as they were being specific about unwanted things, we said, what you're wanting to do is practice the art of allowing more. Try to find a vibration that allows more of what you want to flow. And now we have this conversation about the vortex and the grid, where we say, life's caused you to tell source and yourself precisely what you want. But you can't get precisely to what you want when what's active in your vibration is precisely what you don't want. So you've got to deactivate that precision, and get general, 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 general. And as you do, things start moving that makes it easier and easier to become more specific. So here's the question. Do you think the specifics, it's our favorite question ever, do you think the specifics that we're encouraging are something for you to conjure, for you to fantasize, for you to make happen? Or do you think that the specifics will begin to occur to you because your grid is filling in with them?
The latter, I think.
Yeah. So what does that mean your work is? What is your job? Preparation of the grid, period. That's your work. Just getting into the place where the more specifics can occur to you. Why? Because you're not pushing them away with specifics that defy them. Didn't you like that?
Yes, I did.
Doesn't it make you realize you've been working way too hard on things?
And that also would apply to sometimes I have some fears about moving and starting over in a different place.
Too specific.
I'm going to be specific about what I'm moving toward rather than what I fear.
But the thing is, if you get specific about what you're moving toward, while you've got an active vibration about the hassle or the trouble of all of that, then even though you're picking up the stick and you think you're activating the end of it that feels good, you're actually activating the end of it that doesn't feel so good. So that's why we say, be as specific as you can be and still feel good. Here's a good way of approaching this. Rather than waiting until you're in a thought of fear and trying to turn that thought around, or a thought of worry, and trying to turn that thought around, instead, wait until you're just moving through your day, feeling pretty good, in a more general, diffused, meditation is a good way to start a day like that, state of being. And then something will show up that will remind you of this dream that you have. In other words, you'll see a brochure, you'll talk to somebody from there, you'll see a movie that's based there, something will happen. Stop and smile and say, me participating in this thought or in this rendezvous, whatever happened, is my grid filling in? My grid is already filling in. And then stop if you can and savor the thought or the word or the conversation. Don't try to turn it into something meaningful. Don't try to bounce it in to the key to everything that you want. It's like meeting someone who says something nice to you and you take it as a sign that you're supposed to go home with them. In other words, it's a conversation. It's the grid filling in, but there's a lot more going to happen before you're going to go home with anybody.
Yes.
Good.
Okay, thank you very much.
You are so much more than you see here in these physical bodies. Do you know that? You were source energy before you got here, and you still are source energy. The larger part of you still is that. And sometimes you say, well, if that is true, then why would I come? What was the point, Abraham? Why am I here banging around like this with the wanted and the unwanted, the good, the bad, and the ugly? Why am I here? Why am I here in this physical form? What's it all about? And we say, it's about your joyous experience, and it's about all of our joyful expansion. It's about finding something new to focus upon and allowing the laws of the universe to fill it in with vivid detail that will surprise and delight you, and always delight you, while sometimes it may not surprise you, because sometimes you'll have a clue once you get good at reading vibration about what's coming. You'll know generally the goodness that is coming to you. And that really is what we are wanting in this conversation that we're having together today. We want to awaken within you your ability to anticipate in advance the goodness that is coming to you. So you stand ready and open for it, not guarded and fearful of it. So you stand expectant of it, not pessimistic of it. So you stand in any moment in time, in any conversation, no matter what you're doing, no matter what you're thinking about, knowing that well-being is yours, not just future tense, but present tense. We want you to awaken to the vibrational beingness that is you. Because after all, everything about you is vibration. You just interpret it so well you don't know it. You're so good at interpreting vibration, you don't know your vibration for the most part. Most humans don't know that you are vibrational beings, and that's why you often don't tune yourself to the frequency of your guidance, which is always vibrational.